Well, hello, everybody. I know what you're going to say. What are you guys doing live at like 1:20? Well, you know what? We go live when we can.
Yep. Got to make it work.
That's right. Francisco, thanks for showing up today. I appreciate it. All right. The thing of today, we're talking about negotiating in today's market, right? I first want to get rid of a bunch of stuff I've been reading today, which is we have more houses. We have almost as much houses on the market today as we did after the drop in 2008. No, we don't. We don't have 3.5 million homes on the market. So let's move on from that.
Clear that up. And then, yes, I mean, we are seeing a bit more homes on market than we were, a while ago, but that's good. Like it gets us to touch where we are right now as far as negotiating in today's market and also having options. When you go out there, you could pretty much pick and choose now, and see from the homes, and up front you can negotiate, and even in contract, when you run your inspections, you can negotiate as well. A lot of the times, especially right now when, we are seeing a bit more houses on the market, sellers are more keen to really help out so that we can go ahead and, make things move along. And
a kinder, gentler market.
Right. And exactly like you said earlier too.
We're in 2018, 2019, same amount of houses, we're in a normal, what we're used to, in a pandemic where everybody's stuck at home.
Yeah, the normal 30, 60-day escrows even, or
I don't even know what those are. So don't even say those words to me. Whenever somebody writes a contract for 30 or 45 days, I always ask, does it have to be this long, or can you put sooner? Because if it can be sooner, I'd like to go sooner and get it done, get it out of here.
Yeah. No, and my apologies there.
Don't be apologizing.
No. I meant time on market, right? We're seeing them sitting a bit more.
Yes.
And we're seeing price drops as well. And like I said, up front, I've been able to not only get the houses cheaper for my clients, but also
less expensive.
Well,
not
right,
cheaper,
less expensive, and credits as well. Or getting things fixed, right?
Yeah. Again, it goes back to we're in a kinder, gentler market right now, which means everybody's working together to sell homes, where before the sellers just said, I'm not doing anything because otherwise I'll just get the guy behind you or lady behind you, whoever it was, and just say, I'll take their offer.
Right. And now the buyers are saying, hey, you know what? I'll go next door, if you don't want to help out. So it's kind of like, yeah, the tables have turned.
But again, it's location, because
Right.
there are some houses in certain locations in certain places that are getting top dollar or don't care, still getting, there's 40 some percent of houses are getting still over asking.
Right. It all comes down to pricing as well, and everything. But yeah, 100%. I mean, the market is steadily moving. I don't really see us in this point where things are gonna keep like dropping like crazy or anything, right? I feel like it's being stabilized. I know they're talking about like Fed increasing interest rates again, but as we always say, right? It's just like minor, if anything.
We need them to keep doing that because they didn't do it soon enough, and now they're trying to play catch up. They're going to overdo it and then cause us to go into more of a recession. This is my opinion, and that's the issue. So we're going to go into recession, which means rates are going to go down, and then the people are going to come out of the woodwork and say, I can afford this now. And then you're going to have hundreds and hundreds of people again.
Yeah, no,
or thousands, whatever it is in your area.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what we touch upon when we get on here and everything, right? Is don't stop, keep going out there. I still have some of those people who are waiting, right? Waiting for the right moment. And I mean, I'm not, I didn't wait for this right moment. I mean, the right moment is when you're ready,
That's correct.
Bottom line.
Yeah. When you can afford it, when you can make the payments, that is the time. You can always refinance later because I keep getting asked, should I do a 2-1 buy down? Should I pay? And I think I did one today about, should I apply my closing costs towards the rate? And I always say only if there's left over.
Right.
You save your money. So if you have to have $10,000 for closing costs, I'm just as an example, I'm not saying that's the case because some places, lower, it's only 7,500. It just depends. Time of the year, the 9 yards. But if and you get 10 grand from the seller, then keep your money just in case something happens. Don't take that 10 grand and buy the rate down and save yourself $100 or whatever, when $100 into 10,000 is like 100 months.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
to pay yourself back that money. So don't use your money, leave it there in your bank account for just in case something happens.
Right. Or another investment or something, And I think
You're just a real estate agent, aren't you? Just a realtor.
yeah.
Next investment. Come on, we just got you this one. Let's go get you another one.
After the year, No, but and it's I even too, right, when you mention like when it comes down to the rate buy downs and everything, initially it was like something where it's like when there are obviously there are some people who definitely benefit from
Mm-hmm.
having the lower interest rate, but I 100% agree with holding on to your money, um and also just because as we've been going along and with more speculation that these interest rates will just go down, so that money's could essentially at one point just be wasted.
It is going to be wasted. The
Yeah.
only time, and I was telling somebody else this the other day, I said the only time that we really pushed 2-1 buy downs was back in the early 90s, like 97, 98, because rates weren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
We were not in we didn't come out of a pandemic. We didn't go into a recession. There was other stuff going on, and not like now. So I don't care what any person tells you out there what's going to happen, where's it going to go. Even myself, when I say the things I say, we have no idea. We've never been in this situation in 100 years.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's
We had the Spanish flu back in the 1900s. However, we didn't have the economy we have now. We didn't have this other issue that we have now with the oil and other stuff. So we've never been in this particular situation. So nobody really knows.
yeah. No, yeah. And then, and that's the thing as well, when we're talking about, these interest rates and everything, it's one of those things where, you kind of have to let go of that idea. It's like they say, right? You're dating the rate, you marry the price, right? So it's kind of like,
I never heard that.
yeah. Yeah, no, so it's you can go ahead and whenever you're tired of it, go ahead, switch up. Get yourself something better and, go ahead and move along in that route, right? And keep going for it, and with the rate buy downs, like you said, right? If there's leftover, use it.
Yeah, buy it down at that point. But yeah,
Which is another, I mean, we've been actually talking about this a lot, like in my office, where these leftover credits, I mean, some people kind of just let them go.
you got to use them all.
Right. It's either, the rate buy downs or what I did the other day. It was like $1,000 short. Seller didn't want to pay for home warranty. Standard home warranty is like $600. I said, might as well use the credits, get the $1,000 one,
Right.
a lot more coverage. You could even extend them. You could prepay for 2 years, whatever you want to do. So use the funds.
Because a lot of people don't realize that if the buyer doesn't use all the closing cost credits from the seller, that money goes back to the seller. It
Yep.
doesn't go back to them in their pocket. And you have to be your down payment, you have to bring into the transaction. The seller can't help with that, with that money that they're giving you for closing costs. That's only for closing costs.
Right. And then, I mean, you can always, do the whole just adjust the price, but that's not going to do much for you. I think it's better to either, do the rate buy down.
Yeah. I've run those numbers before. It's like I changed your payment $1.
Right.
Right. Where if say you have $2,500 and you apply it towards a buy down a rate, that could save you maybe $20 to $30. It just depends on where it is. So talk to your loan officer, mortgage advisor, mortgage strategist, whatever they call themselves these days, and go through what the scenarios. Do we have any money left over? How can we utilize it? And you're right. A lot of times people don't even look to see if there's any money left over, and it just goes back to the seller. We go through the process and make sure that all of it's used up.
Yeah, no, and that's how it should be done, right? And it's always, and again, it's cross-referencing, going to escrow, going to, the lender, going to your agent, making sure, before you sign, when you have that estimated, the final estimate, right?
You mean the CD?
Well,
yeah,
right.
Disclosure.
Yeah, within there, make sure everything is, lined up properly.
Right, because you're going to get the closing. If you have a loan, you're going to get the loan estimate, but then the CDs, the closing disclosures, explain everything, and then all they do is they go down from there. So look at those, see if all the numbers are on there right, all the way up to the last one. When you sign, they should be the same. The thing we get from escrow anymore really doesn't affect anything. It's usually the same numbers that we have because we do it with interest. We know how to adjust the interest now.
Right. No, yeah. And again, like I said, there's other things you can do to take advantage and make sure, we do what we can, right, to negotiate it all the way and get as much as we can. So should all be used.
And a lot of people don't realize it. All right, so if you are going to pay for your appraisal, this is a good thing to know. If you're going to pay for your appraisal, put it on your debit card, right? That comes out of your account. If there's money left over, you can get reimbursed that. If you put it on your credit card, you can't.
I see.
So that I always tell people, well, they go, well, we don't have enough money, then there's no choice you can do. Right? Just
Right.
put on your credit card. Anyway.
For sure.
All right. And that's all we kind of want to go over. It's a kinder, gentler nation when it comes to real estate right now. And sellers are working with you, buyers are working with you. Everybody's working together to sell these homes. So if you don't fear not going out right now, go out, get your offer, get it accepted, go through the process. Even if you got no closing costs up front, doesn't mean you're not going to get some down the road, because once you do inspections and see some things.
Right.
Correct?
Right. Yeah. No, it's like it's what I experienced recently. And sure enough, the seller's going to be willing to help out. But when they go to buy, they're going to get the same help.
They hope. But some people don't want to give to what they got.
Yeah.
So just to understand that some people, and that's okay, that's just going to mess up the transaction for somebody.
Right.
Yeah. What I mean by that is if you're getting on your transaction some money and you're selling a house and then there's some issues and you don't want to give that buyer some money, some people would call you a hypocrite, but that's, that I don't call names. I just be the same, be kinder, gentler. Let's get these things going through.
Get to a fair market.
Because eventually it's not going to matter in a month from now.
Yeah.
When you're in that house going, oh, look at what's important to you. Is this the right house for you? Does your family love this house? Is this it? Then make the decision and move forward. Don't make it over a few $1,000 that you want to walk. Don't step over $1 to pick up a dime, as I used to say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today, and I appreciate it. Thank you for being here, Francisco. Nice to have you back. You've been gone for a couple of weeks. We'll have to get you more in here regularly. I know you've been buying your own house and having some fun with that side. Anyway, give us a holler if you need anything. Reach out to Francisco. You can find me, Ed Parcaut, everywhere. And again, thank you all. If you like what we do here, just follow.